If there's one boot that's always popular, it's the Nike Mercurial. And when the Vapor 11 hit the airwaves, you guys were pretty adamant which boot we should review next.
And honestly, I've been dying to try them out, so it'll be my pleasure. Has the Superfly 5 gotten all the big updates, or have Nike put enough love into the Vapor 11 to cement its position as one of the best speed boots out there? Let's find out, and stay tuned as we'll give away a pair in the video.
The biggest change on the Vapor 11 is lent directly from Big Brother's Superfly. The one-layer anatomical outsole, which is created to let your foot sink into the plate and decrease sliding within the boot, as well as a new and more aggressive stop pattern.
Just like on the Superfly 5, it's the thing to freak out about on the Vapor 11. Sure, you'll need to overcome the initial foot cramps, but after that, it's like you're genuinely more closely connected to the ground, which gave me that little bit of extra confidence when pushing off. Best speed plate on the market, by far.
On the upper, not much has changed. It's still a Teijin OLM synthetic with the raised Speedribs for stability, a synthetic strip on the toe for durability, and a new modified last as the big news.
That new last offers a bit more wide and anatomical fit than the more tube-like Vapor X. The upper is soft enough to wrap your foot like it was painted on, but still leaves your muscles free to move without feeling restricted. Despite the more structured and stable upper, the Vapor 11 feels more nimble on foot. The heel is softer and there's less padding around the ankle, while there's enough lockdown to allow you to confidently tiptoe around any obstacle. The Vapor 11 is also shorter than the Vapor X, so go true to size. And despite the Vapor 11 being the widest Vapor released in a while, don't get your hopes up if you have wide feet.
On the ball, Nike made the upper rib for your pleasure with the introduction of the Speedribs. Made as little raised strips of synthetic, they're supposed to give you an unfair advantage over your opponents with better grip.
But to be fair, it doesn't change the world. There's grip enough to ensure that the ball doesn't slip away unless you screw up yourself. But the biggest deal is the thickness of the Speedribs. They're thin enough to ensure that eye of the needle precision, but has a slight amount of dampening. And combining that with a low toe box and a clean striking surface, you can't blame the boots if you mess up.
The big question obviously arises. What sets the Vapor 11 apart from the Superfly 5 other than the different upper materials and the dynamic fit color?
First, let's Mario Kart it up. The Vapor 11 has a more low profile and minimal feel than the Superfly, which has a bit of a thicker upper and a more compressed feeling around the ankle because of the dynamic fit color. Now they're both amazing, but I prefer going all twinkle toes in the low cut Vapor. And that's because the Vapor 11 has that mythical mix of attributes where it unites into a higher meaning. It's probably my mind falling for it, but I don't care. I feel fast in the Vapor 11. And when I put on this 167 gram monster, it's probably best described with this sound.
I thought Nike had reached their peak with the Superfly 5, but for me, this is a tad better. And as speed boots go, it doesn't get better than this. If you love the Mercurials of old, this will be love at first sight. And isn't that how greatness always begins? Probably all want a Vapor by now, and we're giving one away. Simply write why Vapor is perfect for you below, and it might be yours.